Well, hi there, and welcome. I am Stíofán Séamus, and I am a spiritual healer and advisor, and an intuitive reader. As we live our lives, Spirit guides us to and through life situations that can be difficult to understand. It's up to us to decide if we will follow the path that the Creator has set before us or or ignore all the signs and wonders that this universe has to offer. Sometimes we are presented with a life situation where we need further guidance or healing to get through it. As a spiritual advisor and a master Reiki healer, I connect with Source and channel messages and healing specifically for you and your highest good. Having love life issues? Let's talk and see what Spirit would want you to know about the situation right now. Emotional issues? Well, maybe you're in need of a Reiki session so that we can channel universal life energy to help you realign. Or maybe you are debating a career move and need to know if now is the time to make that move. Through our spirit's mutual understanding, we can seek out these answers. As a guide of the light, I challenge you to live your life in a way that is for the betterment of humanity. So message me now to get in line for your reading today. In light and love, Stíofán Séamus, Guide of the Light. Well, hello. Wonderful blue light this evening. Yes, it's very blue, isn't it? And we'll change that after a while. But I wanted some blueness uh, to to this evening, uh, and I promise it's going to get better. But anyways, so we got a full moon, and so I felt led to do this tradition uh, today that is led through Scott Cunningham's book, Wicca, A Guide for the Solitary Practitioner. And I'm going to do it in such a way that is reverence for as many people as possible. So, which is more or less how he does it in his book. But just go with me today as we enter into this time of quiet reflection and a time to take in that which we so much need to get back to. That is my opinion only. But go with me there, journey with me there for just a moment. The circle has been opened. The places have been set. And we ask now for the powers of the One, the source of all creation, all pervasive, omnipotent, eternal. May the Mother God, the Lady of the Moon, and the Father God, horned hunter of the sun, may the powers of the spirits of the stones, rulers of the elemental realms, may the powers of the stars above and the earth below bless this place and this time, and I who am with you. Imagine the moon, the full moon, great ruler of the night sky, in all its power and glory that the full moon displays, the awe, the wonder. Wondrous Lady of the Moon, you who greets the dusk with silvered kisses, mistress of the night and of all magics, who rides the clouds in blackened skies and spills light upon the cold earth. O lunar goddess, crescent one, shadow maker, shadow breaker, revealer of mysteries past and present, puller of seas and ruler of women, all-wise lunar mother, I greet your celestial jewel at the waxing of its powers. With a right in your honor, I pray by the moon. I pray by the moon. I pray by the moon. And in this time of the full moon, as we think of the things that are to come, let's remember one another, helping and seeking out one another, bringing in the positive, seeing the positive in all its glory and likeness. And in the action of the simple feast, we bring water and cake. So, gracious Goddess of abundance, bless this water and infuse it with your love. In your names, Mother Goddess and Father God, I bless this cup Powerful God of the harvest, bless this cake and infuse them with your love. In your name, Mother Goddess and Father God, bless this bread. For it is in the cup and the bread that we find wholeness of who we are. The cup representing the very life of our being, and the bread representing the physical nature of our spirit. So take, drink from the cup, and eat the bread in holy reverence. So as we finish the simple feast, we've lit the candle as a remembrance of letting our light shine. Though times may be dark and unknowing, we can still shine our light to those in the world around us. Let us not be as others are. Being divisional and breaking down one another. But let us be the lifters up in this broken world. Taking rest in the time with Spirit and the Divine Mother and the Divine Father, and find peace and solace there. In the name of the one that we call Christ, we pray. Amen. Well, if there is anyone out there that would like to have a reading, be more than happy to do that for you this evening. Just go ahead and shout out to me in the chat there, and I will get to you in the order that I see you. So I don't know if you noticed or not, but the camera has not come in yet. Last that I seen it was at an international airport in China somewhere. Hey, you know, it'll get here eventually. Gotta love postal work. I did it for 2 years, so hey. So hey. All right, so if you haven't yet, please like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. That is always liked and accepted and everything. I think I'm going to switch this over for right now. Yep. Going to switch it over. There we go. Nope, that's not how that goes. There we go. Okay. Also, since I got a little bit of downtime here, so the full moon rite was done from this book, Wicca, A Guide for the Solitary Practitioner, by Scott Cunningham. And it includes his Book of Shadows, which is just wonderful, very good, and it's a good read too. Hello there, son Lehman. and welcome. One of the decks that I use in my readings is the Celtic Dragon Tarot. Celtic Dragon Tarot. That's not a good light. Anyways, once I get a better camera, should be able to see that a little bit better. Celtic Dragon Tarot it's a good light deck. It is right side up meanings only. They switch a couple of things around, like they switch sword from being an air element to being fire, and they switch that with wands, so that wands aren't fire, they're air, and they kind of explain as to why, but I have my understanding, and that's what I use. So, but the illustrations are pretty nice and everything. This is my go-to deck. Hello, Rose. Thank you for joining. This is my go-to deck, the Celtic Tarot. This is by Christopher Hughes. He is a druid priest, and the illustrations are just, I really love the illustrations. He does reverse meanings in this, but there again, I have my own understanding. It doesn't necessarily not follow his understanding, but I don't know, I just have my own understanding, right? So anyways, the Celtic Tarot, do you sense a theme here? And then once in a while I'll pull these out, just especially if reading's kind of harsh, to kind of soften the reading a little bit. The Archangel Oracle. All four of these products are listed in the description on YouTube, and to a link on Amazon if you would like to look at and or purchase any of those. So I made that easy for you to do by doing that right there. Hello, Son, and hello, Rose. Thank you both for joining. Very wonderful to have you here with us this evening. So, I am doing readings if you would like to have a reading. If you have a tea, get a tea. I have water because I just did a full moon, right? So, usually I would have tea or something else. Water. So, anyways, good to see a couple of people saying hello, so that's wonderful. Wonderful. Oh, now listen. You hear that? That's my fan. Oh, hey, that feels good anyways. Joao Gabrielle, nice to have you. Thank you for coming in and being a part of the show. You are now officially a part of the show. I hope that all is well with every single one of you, and that we can bring you some happiness and joy. No, I do not charge for a reading, so let me pull this up. I have Reader Special, which is I kind of flop between a couple of different spreads for that. I have one spread that is a spread that I came up with. So it kind of depends upon what kind of question you're asking and stuff like that too. But that is free. I request a donation, but it's not required. Then I have multiple choice for $3. If there's more than 2 choices, it's $5. Past, present, future reading, $5. 7-card horseshoe spread for $10, and 10-card Celtic Cross for $15. If you would like to give and donate, I do have a link for that in the Facebook description and in the YouTube description. All other destinations, Periscope and Twitch. If you want that link, just holler if there's anybody on either of those two destinations, platforms listening, and I'll send that link. So, anyways. Ooh, no, that's not what I wanted to do. That was different. Okay. So, here we are. As I said before, I should have another camera coming in. I'm hoping it'll be here by the end of the week, but I'm not thinking it's going to be. But you know, you never do know with China Post or Yun Express or whatever it is. Anything coming from China. So, Rose, if you do want to have a reading done, I'd be more than happy to do that for you. Okay, yeah. So Rose, I use cards, but I connect through spirit. Because I'm not asking the cards what we want to know. I'm asking spirit to show us through the cards. Do ask that questions be open and positive. Questions like what about job hunting is open and positive. Question of will I get the job is closed and implies fortune telling, which goes against better judgment. Overly serious issues that require professional advice, for example, how do I avoid suicidal thoughts, cannot be answered. Do ask that people do ask for people to be please be respectful while others are getting a reading done. If they have been if somebody has been skipped, I will get to them as soon as possible. I do thank everyone for their patience and understanding while I'm assisting others during their reading. Nice, nice. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to take reader's liberty on your question. And what we're going to ask is what you need to know about the situation concerning your son. Okay? Okay, yeah, we'll do that. Rose, I'll need 3 numbers. The first number I need is between 1 and 16. The second number I need is between 1 and 22. And the third number I need is between 1 and 40. So we're just mixing the cards and asking Spirit to guide us in the information that Rose needs to know about the situation concerning her son. Okay, that's 6, 22, and 36. Okay. So the card from the um, court cards is the Page of Swords. Um, so the Page of Swords uh, depicts an individual as a child. Uh, this comes up as a child, but is your son? Uh, I'm getting this feeling that he's not exactly young. Uh, like maybe he's a teenager or something like that. Okay, yeah. Is he a younger adult? Like in his 20s? No. Okay. Is 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 just got a lot of uh youthfulness uh about him, or he did have, um or it feels that way. I just can't, that part I can't really put my finger on. um Very intellectual though. I don't do upside down uh uh readings. I only do right side up. So let me pull off of that for now, because there's something to that. But Okay. So the card from the major arcana is 18, the moon. Huh. That's nice. We just did a full moon right earlier. Okay, so the moon talks about an individual going back into the darkness, but having more control this time. The individual is now ready to face their shadow side. Talks about how they should not be afraid to allow the tears to fall as needed. They need to pay extra special attention to their dreams. This is where their unconscious fears are realized. So I'm getting a feeling of there's kind of been a on again off again situation. The card from the lower 40 is the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups is a new beginning. Generally, is a new beginning in relationships. This is a new beginning that signals the positive opening of the heart. So, what I feel is first off, is this kind of a situation that he's kind of has went into and then came out of and went into and came out of? Or maybe it may not be particularly something like that, but something that comes to mind that would kind of be the thought that I'm trying to convey is like being in the military, which I don't know why that comes to my mind for this particular thing, but the darkness that surrounds something like that in a situation like that. And it may not be something necessarily that straightforward. Well, Rose, here's where I'm going to have to be quite upfront. I'm I don't feel like the cards are really working for you here, and it's not a bad thing. It's just it's not clicking, you know, and that could be for several reasons. Uh, I'm just not really. The vibrations aren't quite with it on this reading, and I wish they were, but they're just not. They're just not, and that happens sometimes. What's what's the medical issue surrounding your family? I okay. Yes. So see, I said this and you were typing that out at the same time. uh I mean to say whether or not, you know, how that's going to pan out, that's getting pretty specific. Uh, and I think that's probably why I couldn't the uh, get into the particular reading itself. Uh, but I do wish him well. But I don't know that I would be able to say, you know, how he's, you know, uh, if he'll be okay or something in that regards. Amanda, if you would like to have a reading, you are uh, you are more than welcome to have a reading. All you got to do is say the word. And no, bird is not the word. Bird is the word. Bird. Well, we can. There again, that implies fortune telling. what I can do is I can see what you could be on the lookout for, and excuse me, such as that. I gotta pull this up here. But I'll be more than happy to take a look, see what we. No, that's not what I was wanting. There we go. Yeah, we can take a look, see. Okay, Amanda. Amanda wants to know about job hunting, her job hunting situation, what she needs to be on the lookout for to move further in her life. Don't be laughing at me. And let's see. Of course, we know it's going to be something that's going to be for her higher self, but we need to know what that is. Or at least something close to it, anyways. Or a general idea. I mean, just whatever works. I try. You know, gotta have it, man. Gotta have it. Amanda, 4 numbers. 4 numbers between 1 and 78. Oh, you are a simple person. Look at her. Look at this girl. She said, I am simple. Fine. 1, 2, 3, 4. Jeez. Okay. What camera? That one. Haha. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, Amanda. Although I do got to kind of agree with Rose and Joao, I don't know how you pronounce that. Gabriel. And say security would be good, but you got to follow spirit. And the only reason why I don't just up and say something like that is because we got to do things that are John. Okay, cool. Amanda's like, no, not security. Oh my God. Please. No, I feel like that there's more of a higher calling thing for you coming up. I really want to see what the cards have on this, though. So let's see. Def- there's 5 of Wands. 3, 5. So the reason why I chuckle is because of what the 5 of Wands represents. The first thing, just right out of the bat, says this is uh, there is a conflict-filled environment where no one wants to cooperate with anyone else. So I don't know. The term conflict-filled environment got me because of uh, police. You know, uh, it does state that this is a time to distance yourself from anyone that undermines you. Avoid the drama-filled battles. Uh, you may be being weighed down by others' burdens, and it's time to lighten the load. This job may not be right for you at this time. So this is in the position of situation. Um, and I don't know exactly, what's going on with your work, but it feels like and it sounds like that it's uh, uh, a lot of to do for nothing kind of situation. Uh, that's just my pickup from it. In the You're in college now. Oh, girl, college. That could be a conflict filled environment too. You know, okay, now listen, I wished I would have write this stuff down. Whenever you ask me this, uh whenever you ask me this like right off and you said the whole cop thing, the first thing that really like popped into my mind was something medical, some nursing maybe, but something medical. Um, so okay, let me continue with this, and then we'll go from there. So the card that's in the challenge spot is uh 10, the Wheel of Fortune. So the Wheel of Fortune says uh new fortune could be entering one's career path, but one needs to be open-minded about how it unfolds. One should take the new job. It is part of one's destiny. So the challenge to this is being willing to um, accept things as they come and as they are. And I know, for a lot of us, that could be challenging. And yeah, there's a lot of extra weight that carries, right? So, being able to accept how things come about and seeing that change and moving with it. In the advice position, we have 4, the Emperor. The Emperor says that there could be a figurehead around. This is in the advice position, if I didn't say that already. There could be a figurehead around, more likely male, who makes one feel powerless. One needs to learn how to stand one's ground. It could be that the individual needs more discipline. So, finding your voice and being able to move there. Here we go again with this. Being able to accept the things that are, but then also finding your voice and knowing when you need to stand up for yourself. Okay, so this could be that's maybe let me get this last one. This is the outcome. It's the 4 of Swords. There we go. So the 4 of Swords talks about that this being a time for retreat. You're extremely exhausted. You need time to discover new answers. You're given too much of you have given too much of yourself, and you are worn out. Suggesting that some time in nature would do an individual good. So let me kind of pull this in together. There is a persona about you that says, I want to help people. And not only do I want to help people, but I very specifically want to help them in very specific ways. But I don't know what that way is. But you have been in a position where, yes, you've worked hard. Yes. So, along with hello, Red Moon. Um, Along with taking in the thought of this time that you've worked, and then also the thought of what comes next, take a moment to really search deep down, because I feel as though where your issue lies is that you have rushed around so much for your past job. You have rushed around so much in your life in general that you've not been able to take the time for yourself. This going to school thing is, I think, is going to be very beneficial to you. Number one. Number two, look at energy healing practices as well. Something tells me that you could be another avenue for light work, for being that guidance. Because the thing is you need to do something that is going to be bettering your higher self. If you don't better your higher self, then your ambition, your drive, everything will just go out the window. And you need to do what's best for you. Even if that's doing something as what some people would call crazy, and getting into metaphysical work. I'm not saying that you need to. I'm not saying that that's the path for you, but I feel like that you could really connect with people, especially with your experience as a law enforcement officer, and bringing that experience into practice such as light worker, healer, or anything like that. See? Yes, exactly, Rose. Helping people. Okay, John, I will have to get you after I get Red Moon. So, Amanda, I hope that has helped and that everything goes well and just peace to you. I see your light. It is there. Okay, Red Moon from YouTube. You are up. Thank you, Amanda. Yes, if you haven't yet, please go to my YouTube channel, like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. That is on YouTube at Guide of the Light. If you're on Facebook, there is a link to my YouTube channel. Just click on the link and it should take you to my channel, and you can do that from there. So, Red Moon. Red Moon wants to know about their love life. Asking, who's coming toward me in love? Okay, Red Moon. Well, we shall take a look-see at what we can find out about your romantic situation. So, Red Moon, I need 3 numbers. The first number I need is between 1 and 16. Excuse me. The second number I need is between 1 and 22. The third number I need is between 1 and 40. If you could give me those 3 numbers, please, then we'll get right into your reading. Yes, Amanda, you can also follow me on Facebook. I think I have a link, or find me on Guide of the Light, facebook.com/Guide of the Light, and I'm there as well. Red Moon says 13, 6, and 16. Cool. Thank you. Also, if anybody would like to leave a donation, they can. I got a link to the PayPal in both the YouTube and Facebook. Oh. I got a link to my PayPal if you would like to donate, tip, or however you want to put it. That works too. Six. Okay. My big book of everything. So the Red Moon. Here we go. Taking off. Oh, and also, by the way, all the readings get recorded, and then I upload them to Facebook. I upload them to I upload them to YouTube. Yeah, look at those cards. I am looking at the cards. What are you talking about? So, Red Moon. The first card that comes up, the card from the the card from the I'm drawing a blank. Red Moon is on YouTube. The court cards. The card from the court card deck is the King of Wands. As a person, this person is ambitious, loves a challenge, pursues challenges. In a situation, the person may need to change in home or career. Change and forward movement, also indicated by this card. Generally a positive situation, though. The next card from the Major Arcana, and I'm going to mark my place here for this one. Nope, that's not the right one. That one. Is 4. In this deck, it's called the Father. It's otherwise known as the Emperor. For singles, this may be a time to heal powerlessness that was brought on by a father or other male figure. So, excuse me. As a relationship, this could suggest a partner or ex that is currently rendering one powerless. This could be through lust, domination, or control. So I don't know what your past experiences with individuals in the past have been, but it sounds like that there may have been some negative conflict with past individuals, more specifically male individuals, but might be wrong. That's just what I'm pulling from that. So then from the lower 40, we have the, going to mark my place here too. We have the 8 of Swords. 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, yeah, I was in band. Don't listen to me. So the 8 of Swords. I'm talking about one may be feeling trapped or unable to express themselves. This is only a perception. Be willing to change your thoughts so you can better see the situation at hand. For singles, you're blinded by fear, bound to the past or an ex. Remember, no one has power over you but you. So, you're welcome, Amanda, and you were such a delight to have. Good night. Well, that's awesome, Red. That's awesome. So as far as an individual goes, do you Red, do you identify with the Knight of Wands at all? Ambitious, loving, challenge, pursuing challenges? Okay. And also, Red, could you hang on? Is there somebody on your mind like right now? I see. Red, could you confirm your pronouns for me, please? Yes. What pronoun are you? Okay. Thank you. Because I didn't want to get you mixed up here. Mm. So that and it kind of plays into the reading a little bit. Um, I think you're going to be looking for this King of Wands type. Um, Hang on, I gotta confirm something here. With the King of Wands. Okay. Okay. Very possibly a Leo. That's what I was needing to check because I couldn't remember right off the top of my head. Uh, I was getting mixed signals. Is another reason why I was asking. Uh, Not from you. So this looks like it's going to be a Leo uh, type. Um, but then I also wonder. And yes, 3. Okay. I don't know that this guy that you're interested in is necessarily right. I don't know. The vibration's just off on that. Um, take your time to the whole thing of things that happened in the past are kind of make the process of dating a bit more difficult for you. This individual is going to be a very physically active. So, yeah, the possibilities are too low. You're talking about the guy that you've been interested in. Yeah. I just something about that, and I don't get this often on doing a distance read on people, but something about that the vibration's just not right with it. Well, I guess it'd be good if I picked up the card. Actually, he's a Libra. Okay. I'm going to stop just for a second. Okay, well, maybe not. Whenever you said that, I was like, there was something about a Libra, but there's not. Interesting. Why did that jump out at me? That might be why. I don't know. I feel like your pursuit of studies is what is going to lead you to find your special someone. So I would hate to say that I don't think that it's going to be somebody stateside. That it could be, but there again, I don't know. I would hate to speculate. I don't want to speculate because that's getting outside of this a little bit. Definitely a Leo, though. Maybe the Leo is what I was thinking. And you said Libra, and they're both L's. So, uh, I mean, I don't have anything more than that. I wished I did, but it's sometimes it's kind of hard to pick up on, a particular individual. Like I said, I do see kind of this Leo type of character. Yeah, so he's gonna be this Knight of Wands is what I'm kind of envisioning. Um, is ambitious, loves a challenge, pursues challenges. That's kind of my thoughts and feelings on it. Uh, Compared to uh, just the other things that kind of come up from that. A partner uh, loves the chase and they still have the taste for adventure. They love physical pursuits and are not usually ready to commit. So it may be somebody that may seem like that they're not really a commitment type of person. Uh, but once they are, they're really going to be there and be in it. So I hope that helped somewhat, even though it's kind of a loose interpretation. You're welcome. Thank you for uh, letting me do a reading for you. And I hope everything turns out with your studies as well, and that you get to go to Korea. That would be a very fun and interesting time, I'm sure. Okay. John from Facebook, do you still want to do a reading? Okie dokie. Remind me what your question was again, please, John. Okay. Sure. Go back to this deck. Okay, John. 4 numbers between 1 and 78, please. John wants to know about dedicating his life to being a university professor in his field. Good deal, good deal. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. John, you pulled a bunch of Arcana cards, major Arcana cards. Okay. Yes, I like this deck. I like both decks. This is my this was my first deck, and they were nice. But the other deck, this deck, is like my favorite deck. But I only have 2 decks right now. I would like to get another one, but I like to go in person and buy stuff and not buy stuff over the internet. I've bought this other camera that I'm supposed to be getting over the internet, and I was not happy about it, but, you know, anyways. The first card you pulled is 9, the Hermit. So this is going to kind of fall under business career reading. This talks about, this is in the position of the situation. So this talks about somebody that is withdrawn to find insight that the individual needs. One may need to, or one has revisited old patterns that got them to this point. One should only rely on one's wisdom. And talks about that the individual could be working in a secluded environment. This seems as though this field that you're becoming a professor of is kind of narrow, maybe. Like it, I kind of got this feeling that maybe you are like one of the only professors
in this department. Like, you're not the only professor, but you're like one of the only professors in this particular department. Yeah. So, then I guess that checks out. Uh, that would be something to be the only one in, a country, uh, in Brazil, who studies that particular thing. So, international space agreements. International space agreements. That sounds interesting. So the card in the challenge position is the King of Swords. Uh, so this, as an individual, is talking about somebody that could be challenging in the way that they it's somebody that plans and assesses with great thought, not a risk taker, may offer good career advice or be a brilliant academic. Um, with this being the conflict to the situation, it appears as though that maybe you need to think before you act in your career. Planning and risk assessment is advised for success. It says analyze thoughts in a logical manner. So what this sounds to me is that the conflict is going to be that there may be a desire to act more quickly, especially with like being the only person that teaches what you teach. And so, being one individual and not really having somebody else in Brazil, let alone the school, to kind of go to and say, okay, well, what do you think about this and doing this particular certain thing? So, being able to actually take the time and think things through before you do something in regards to this. So, the advice card is the magician. So the magician in a reading says one is releasing one's potential by harnessing their willpower and the energy of the universe. This is a great time to begin new projects. The right opportunities, willpower, the right opportunities will appear, and one should stay open to them. This is a great time to take on a new job. So, don't get too caught up in this wording, but do realize that being the only person that studies this, that is presenting it as a teacher, is going to present you with opportunities in being coming across as and don't get me wrong, don't misunderstand what I'm saying here, because I don't think that you are this way, but it opens the door for opportunities to let you have arrogancy about you, in being that, oh, well, look at me, I am the person because I am the only person. And so, I hope that makes sense, and there's not a breakdown in communication there. But to be able to harness your own willpower and being able to say, okay, look, I gotta keep my mind about me. I gotta keep my focus. I gotta keep my energy. I gotta harness this and let the universe guide me in my in everything that I do. Okay. So, and being able to go on with that. Like this says, this is a great time to begin new projects. So what this sounds like is that you're right on key with this job. You just need to be sure that you don't allow yourself to get too big-headed, as they say. Okay? And not that I think that you will, but that's just the advice. The outcome. So, the outcome is card 6 in the Major Arcana, which is the Lovers. Stop and think. Okay. So the lovers is in this position of the outcome. And one thinks, oh, well, I want to find true love in my work. No, that's not what this means. Hang on. Let me get to the reading. The lovers in a business career reading. The description talks about that one has a choice to make, and that the individual should follow the path that their heart craves. So again, going back to what is for what is serving my higher self. Like you said, am I doing this because I really care, or just because I want to be someone important? And that's a very important question to ask yourself. Because once it becomes about wanting to be someone important, sorry, the end of my nose itches, so you're going to have to excuse me. Once it becomes about being someone important, then that's when you're going to have to step back and say, okay, wait. Personally, I don't think your energy is so pure about this, in my opinion, that I don't think that you're in this because you want to be someone important. That may cross your mind, but if this is something that you're passionate about, this particular subject, and stuff, then it's there's no shame in it. So don't beat yourself up about it. Don't expect yourself to sit here and say, I have to do this because I am the only one. No, it should be, I want to do this because I want to bring this knowledge to people. It is my drive. It is my passion, just like you say. When we get in there and we really look at it and feel the power behind what we know, and we get into doing what is best for our higher self, that's when we become a better person. I start this show off every time that I come on with this challenge. I say, as a guide of the light, I challenge you to live your life in a way that is for the betterment of humanity. If you find yourself doing it for any other reason than that, if you find yourself doing it for a reason that brings you self-glorification, I'm not going to sit here and say that bad things are going to happen. I couldn't say that. I couldn't begin to say that. But going after and driving that passion of something that we like to do, something that fits our persona, feeling that time, that drive, you will be blessed. And that's just the long and the short of it. John, my friend, and I do call you friend, don't second guess yourself. Don't second guess yourself. You are where you need to be. You are where you need to be. And I speak peace to you. I speak peace to you, brother. Be humble. Be pure. And in all things, give thanks. John, I hope that has eased your discomfort. Oh, uh your energy is right where it needs to be. And I'm sorry if this is kind of cutting out a little bit and stuff. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. I feel that it's I hope that it's brought you some peace. I hope that it's brought you some peace. And with that, I'm going to move into final thoughts from the Guide of the Light. I think sometimes we get really wrapped up in our own thoughts. And it really kind of gets to us sometimes, our thoughts. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but those thoughts are energy. And sometimes that energy can be very powerful. Powerful in a way that really can change the course of everything in our life. So, just like with John here, I think he was feeling a little intimidated by his own thoughts. And though sometimes what we feel and how we do may be right, may be the right thing, may lead us down the right path, sometimes they can plant that just one little seed of doubt. And the next thing you know, there's a crack. And the cup doesn't hold water anymore. And you're wondering where the water's going. So I'll leave you with this. Whatever may come to your mind about whatever situation is going on right now in your life, reflect. Take time to notice how that feels. We live in a very day-to-day world. So don't let your thoughts be what holds you back from deeper joy. And again, I challenge you to live your life in a way that would better humanity. Not just for tomorrow, but for the weeks, months, and years, and decades to come. In light and love, Stíofán Séamus, Guide of the Light. If you stuck with us through the whole show, I thank you very much. If you haven't yet, please Go find us on YouTube, Guide of the Light. Like, share, and subscribe on there as well. You can also find me on Facebook, facebook.com/Guide of the Light. And, oh yeah, Twitter. You find me on Twitter, Guide of the LIGH1. I don't post a lot on there, but, I do thank you all for watching. We do ask you to be on the lookout for the next live show. If you would like to help make the viewing and reading experience more enjoyable, you can support me by sending donations to paypal.me/Guide of the Light. Every dollar that I receive will be spent by making the show more viewable, sending light and love your way. Of course, there's the deck of cards that we use, the Celtic Dragon and the Celtic Tarot. Intuitive reader is Stíofán Séamus, executive producer Stephen James. Thanks to the ones that have given, are going to give, and have nothing to give other than a review and a share. My heart and light goes out to each and every one of you. May the divine bless you all.